Welcome back to the channel. I'm Coach Jeffers here at City Talent Films, and I'm your host. And today's video is going to be a little different. This video was kind of inspired after I watched Ing Raven's last video. So shout out to Ing Raven when he talked about Willie Taggart and kind of being in the same city where some of the stuff went down with Coach Taggart. I wanted to add my 2 cents to on top of what he said. If I remember, I'll pin Ing Raven's video in the comment section, but I'm pretty sure most of y'all already saw it anyway. Coach Taggart from Manatee, Florida. Shout out to Manatee, Florida too. A good friend of mine, Jacquez Green, is the head coach down there now. But that's where Taggart's from. And like you already know, like a lot of people have told you or you've looked it up, he went to Western Kentucky and played for Jack Harbaugh. You know, that's Jim and John's dad. Where the who got it better than us, nobody, where that came from or where that comes from. But there's a lot of hate out there about Coach Taggart and his Gulf Coast offense. And I really want to I don't want to say set the record straight, but just talk about it a little bit. So he's been running that offense pretty much since he's a coach. And yes, his last 2 stops have been not good. But I'm going to give you, and I'm going to write on the board right here, his record at those stops leading up to him getting a big job. Because unlike Jeff Saturday, most coaches have to take baby steps to get what they want. And there are 2 outliers in the world that necessarily didn't take baby steps to get where they want to. That's Dion and that's Jeff Saturday. So I'm going to kind of put this on the board so you can see it, Taggart's progression as a head coach. And then I'll end it with my 2 cents about what I saw being a resident of Tallahassee while Coach Taggart was the coach here in Tallahassee at Florida State. So, Western Kentucky, this is WKU, where he was, if I'm not mistaken, that's where, I want to say he was a 4-year starter. I don't have his stats while he was there, but they don't matter because we're talking about coaching. But as a coach, as a head coach at Western Kentucky, first year, 2-10, trash. That's his first year. The next 2 years, 75, 75. So this was 2010 to 2012. Not bad. It's okay. But what he did at West Kentucky landed him the USF job, which is South Florida. USF is in Tampa, which is in close relation to where he's from, which to me, he got this job because that's his home area. He can recruit all the good players from there, and they did okay. So let's talk about USF. 2-10, 4-8, 8-5, which is a big jump. I think they went to a bowl this year, and his last year there, 10-2. Now, one of these 2 years, I don't remember which one it was, but they went toe-to-toe with Florida State. Toe-to-toe. And I have to go back and look it up and see which one it was, but they went toe-to-toe with Florida State. And if I'm not mistaken, Plies was at the game, and Plies talked about how proud he was of USF and their effort that year. So that's great improvement. From 2-10 when he got there to 10-2 when he left. All right, so that lands him the big job at Oregon, which I think Mario Cristobal was on his staff, who's the head coach of Miami now. That 1 year at Oregon, just 1 year, 7-5. And again, because of where he's from and the success he had here, he ends up getting this job, FSU. Because he's always loved Florida State. He's always wanted to be a Seminole. He wasn't good enough to, wasn't good enough of a recruit to go to Florida State coming out of high school. That's why he went to Western Kentucky. But the opportunity to coach at a school he loved, he took it. So got to Florida State, first year. I don't even know if you can see that, so I'm gonna come back up to the top. First year at Florida State, 5-7, like an S. 5-7. Second year, 4-5. They didn't even make it to the end of the year that second year. But I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. They didn't even make it to the end of the year. And so then, after that, a huge buyout. from Florida State. Huge buyout. And talks with the buyout, whenever he gets another job, Florida State had to pay whatever they had to pay him yearly. Whenever he got a new job, they subtract that amount, but he still gets. So if Florida State owed him $4 million a year, and then the new job he got paid in 1 year. So that means Florida State would pay him $3 million, and the new job would pay him $1 million, and he's still kind of getting the money he was promised at Florida State. But that's not the real number. I'm just throwing it out there for math purposes. So 5-7, 4-5, got canned. Not even throughout the whole season. Second year of Florida State. Then he gets the FAU job, which that's a step down. So you kind of see how that would happen at FAU, which is in Boca, Florida, which is in South Florida. He was 5-4, 5-7, 5-7, which this probably warrants to be canned. Probably. But again, let's talk about this right here for a minute. This man got a raw deal right here. Got a raw deal. He followed a legend who's a national championship coach in Jimbo Fisher. So the culture, they say if Florida State was going down with Coach Fisher, I don't know. I don't have firsthand knowledge of that. I wasn't there. I just was in the city, so I don't know what the culture was like. But he followed a legend here at Florida State because Coach Fisher won a national championship with Jameis, and to follow that act is tough. It's tough. So this year he's playing with Coach Fisher's kids. This is the first cycle with kids he recruited. So he wasn't even given a third year to try to put something together. And then you'll hear people around town say, well, it was the way they was losing. A loss is a loss. You win by 1, you lose by 100. A loss is a loss. And it takes a minute to change culture. It does. But there's an outlier here that I don't want to discuss on this channel. There's a reason why he didn't make it to the second season. So he got screwed there. But again, this warrants the can. Now his offense worked there, really worked there. He had a great quarterback there. He had a decent quarterback here. I want to say he had a year with the Chargers quarterback. I have to go back and look that up. I think he had a year with the Chargers quarterback at Oregon, and then this Florida situation. So good at Florida, bad at Florida, bad at Florida. So, and if he comes to Baltimore, I don't know if the Gulf Coast will work. I don't know, but it'd be more of that family friend stuff because when he was at Western Kentucky as a player and as a coach, he's basically a hardball, basically. And this will be more of that in-house stuff that we do. And so I just, like Ian Raven said, there's nobody that said anything positive about him. I just want you to be indifferent because he has had some success as a coach. What would that translate to success in the NFL? I don't know. I just wanted to give you more facts and add on to the situation, or add on to the information that's out there about Coach Taggart. Me personally, love Coach Taggart as a person. The few times I got to meet with him, being a coach, great dude, honorable dude. I wouldn't have a problem with my kid playing for him wherever he coached at. But, it's a business and you gotta win games. So I'm not judging. I'm just giving you more information so you can judge for yourself. And it's, like I said, this is something different on the channel. I hope you like it. If you didn't like it, put it in the comment section. If you do like it, put it in the comment section. And if you do like it, I'll do more. So, but that's all I got on Coach Taggart. I just want to give you more information based off of what, I have. And I could go into detail more, but I'm not. I'm just leave it at that. If you want to know more, hit me in the DMs. Peace.